So earlier on, I mentioned that the system can help us do so many things. And command line is very effective, but I was saying that it is important that you learn command line because it's faster. And there are various things that we can do on normal user. So normal user, you would use your mouse, you click on something, and then you do something. One of the stuff we do normally on if we're using our mouse is on our computer will be talking about the very basic stuff you do. You want to go into a file, a folder, which is here we call it a directory in Linux. So in real sense, if you want to go into a folder, what you do is you put your mouse on the cursor on the folder and you double click it. And sometimes what you go into is inside another folder, you have to double click, double click, double click. But in command line, in order for you to go into a directory, we use the CD, which we'll look at very soon. There's also another thing that normally we do when it comes to normal way of doing computing or normal way of using a computer. We want to create folders or directories. And in order for us to create directory, we do a right click and we say new or something, depending on the system you're working on. And then you click on the folder and then it creates a folder and you rename it and all that. That takes you maybe 1 minute to do if you go in with the GUI. But with command line, you can just do mkdir, which is a make directory or create a folder, and you give a space and you put the name of the folder. We want to call it maybe DevOps folder. And then boom, it creates that folder. We'll see all these things in real life very soon. So there are various things that you could do in all the things you do in GUI, we can do in CLI. So creating a file, renaming a file, making a copy of a file, deleting a file, or which we say removing a file, deleting a folder, which we say removing a directory. And also you can list all the items in a particular directory, just like you double click and see all the systems or all the files or folders in a particular folder. This is the exact thing that we can do in the CLI. So we're going to look at all of these ones, and then we'll see why we think it's more efficient or effective to use the CLI. Apart from the fact that the system will not give us any GUI, but the fact that it's also effective.